Class 9th. Now let us continue the remaining part of the scenes. So far we have come to know that what Graciano has remarked about the melancholic nature of Antonio. He suggested Antonio not to be so sad or not to use his sadness as a bait, okay, to catch or to impress the people. Now and he said that now I will continue my good advice after the dinner. So let's see what happens. Lorenzo: well, we will leave you then till dinner time. We will leave you then till dinner time means we shall let you be free till dinner time. Okay. Let us be free till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise man, for Graciano never lets me speak. As you know, Graciano has one quality, and that quality was that he speaks much. He talks a lot. Okay, then what Lorenzo remarked, that I must be like one of those silent wise men, as Graciano does not allow me to speak at all. Graciano: well, keep me company but 2 years more. Well, if you only give me company for 2 years more, thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue. Then you will not be able to recognize the sound of your own voice. Why did he say like that? He said like this because Lorenzo will not be able to speak in Graciano's company. Antonio, farewell. I'll grow a talker for this gear. Farewell, I'll start speaking because of what you have said. Means whatever suggestion you had given me, I will follow it and I will start speaking. Graciano: thanks, I faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue tried. Thanks indeed, for silence is praiseworthy in a dried ox tongue. Then exeunt Graciano and Lorenzo. They left from there. Antonio: is that anything now? Is there anything of concern now? Is there anything now? Pisanio: Graciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing. Infinite deal of nothing means Graciano indulges, or Graciano speaks a lot, or Graciano engaged in such a idle talk. Much more, he said that, more than any man in all Venice. Means he speaks much more than any other man in Venice. Clear? His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hit in 2 bushels of chaff. Means his speech, his talks, okay, his speech is like 2 grains of wheat hidden in 2 bushels of worthless stuff. Means when you will try to find out the actual meaning of his talks, you will not find any good words. Okay, he speaks much but all nonsense. You shall seek all day before you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search. You may spend the whole day to find the good word or to find the best words of what he said, but you will spend the whole day, and when you will find them, they are not worth the search. It means you will realize at that time that you have wasted the whole time. Okay. Antonio: well, tell me now, what lady is the same? What lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage? Pilgrimage means visits. Okay, here you can say, to what you today promised to tell me of. Well, tell me, who is that lady? Who is the lady to whom you have decided to pay a visit secretly? To visit secretly. You promised me to tell me about her today. It's not unknown to you, Antonio. It's not unknown to you, Antonio means you know it very well. It's not unknown to you. It's known to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine state by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance. Means you know, Antonio, you know very well that how much I have spent. Okay, my fortune by having how much I have spent my limited means, okay, by having a more worldly affair or more lordly way of living, okay, lavish life. In order to spend the lavish life, how much I have spent my wealth, how much I have wasted my wealth, okay. And then my moderate income would allow me, as I do not have much income, but still I have spent much more than my wealth in order to satisfy my needs. Clear? Nor do I know make moan to be abridged from such a noble rate. I do not complain. I do not complain that I can no longer live in such a way as the nobles. Okay, I do not complain. I cannot say, I cannot promise that I cannot live such a life anymore. But nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble rate, but my chief care is to come fairly off from the great depths wherein my time, something too prodigal, has left me gazed. But my main worry, my main concern now is to come honorably out of my heavy debts. Out of my heavy debts I have incurred, I have taken due to my youth and its extravagance, as he was very extravagant. Clear? He spends a lot and he spends more than his wealth. So what was his chief concern? His great concern was to come out and to pay all the debts which he had taken from others. Clear? To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love. To you, Antonio. Okay, I owe you most, Antonio, both in terms of money and love. And from your love, I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe. And he said that as I owe you both in terms of money and love, and your affection gives me enough strength to disclose to you my plans and my pay of my debts, means your love only would allow me, okay, would convince me or would give me enough strength to disclose you all about my debts and my plan and purposes. Antonio, I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. Tell me everything, good Bassanio. I wanted to know it. And if it stand as you yourself still do within the eyes of honor, be assured my purse, my wealth, my person means myself, and my extremist means, and my resources lie all unlocked to your occasions. Tell me everything, good Bassanio. If your plan is perfectly honorable as you are, if your plan is perfectly good as you are, then you may be sure that my money, my purse means my money, my body, my person means my body, myself, and my extremist means my all my resources through which I earn, lie all unlocked, will be available. Okay, will be available to your occasion for your use. Bassanio, in my school days when I had lost one chef, I shot his fellow of the same flight, the same way, with more advised watch to find the other fourth. Try to understand. In my school days when I had shot an arrow, chefs here means an arrow, I shot another in order to find the first one. When I shot my first arrow and when I lose it, I shot the another, watching carefully. I shot it in the same direction to recover the first. Got it? Means when in my school days when I had when I had lost an arrow, okay, then I shot the another arrow in with very carefully, okay, very carefully I shot the another one in the same direction to recover the first. Clear? To find the other fourth, and by adventuring both I oft found both, and by risking the second arrow. First one to I have lost, and when I risked the second arrow, I often got both. By risking both, I often got both. I urge this childhood proof because what follows is pure innocence. Okay, I am giving this childhood example because what I purpose is innocence, is really very harmless, not harmful. Innocence means harmless. I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, that self way which you did shoot the first. His only motive was to get the another loan from Antonio. Actually, he had taken many debts. Okay, debts from many loans from Antonio, and Antonio always used to give him, as he has only Bassanio to love as his friend, as his family. So here Bassanio is giving his childhood example in order to get more loan. So he said that when I will get the another one, I will try to repay the first one also. So I owe you much, and I like a willful youth. Okay, like a willful youth, what he said, to which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, that self way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt. Now what he said, I owe so much to you. Okay, and like a self-willed young man. Willful youth means self-willed young man, energetic young man, good man. I have lost, and by a spendthrift, and as a spendthrift young man, I have lost everything that I got from you. But if you give me another loan like the first one, please, if you will give me the another loan like the first one, then I do not doubt, while I watch the aim so carefully, means I will use the second loan so carefully that I shall repay you both the loans. I shall repay you the first one also and the second one also. He wanted to say that whatever I had taken, okay, I would repay it first, and I will use those money so carefully that I'll repay the first loan also, and I will repay the second one also. Clear? I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim or to find both, or bring your later hazard, the another one, the another risk, the another hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first. Then again what he said, see, at any rate I can pay back at least your second loan. If not possible, if it will not be possible for me to repay the first one, then second one I will repay, and I will remain your grateful debtor for the first. Okay. See, he wanted to take money from Antonio in order to repay the first loan as well as the second one also. But he said that if I won't be able to repay the first one, then I will pay the second one, and I will remain your grateful debtor for the first one.